I be getting to the money. Everybody mad. Just kick it.
What?
Just kick it.
3, 2. Yo, we never start an episode without fucking laughing first.
That's great. That's great, though.
Oh, boy.
So, welcome to another episode of Sophisticated Ignorance.
You're... Had to. Come on. You know I had to.
Yeah, we had to.
Respect. It's for the culture.
Yo, that live show is going to be so fucking ignorant.
Yo, we are going to get... Y'all got an RSVP. Y'all got a PSVR. Y'all got to do everything, yo.
I don't know if I want to talk about the date yet.
Oh, no.
Well,
I mean...
Everybody will find out by next week.
We're gonna make announcements about the live show.
The live
so
show
Can I get the real day after this, though?
Yeah, I got you.
We'll talk after. I mean, y'all have a conversation.
Yeah.
But,
I was trying to be chill, but Nieema was like, yo, you gotta come in looking like a scammer. So I already got my
we're all
fit.
gonna dress... Yo, we all gonna have our different costumes. I know how I'm dressing. I'm dressing...
I was like, I was even thinking about it, and she was like, yo, what are you wearing? I was like, I don't know. She's like, you know you have to come through correctly. And I was like, I got you.
You gotta get your...
I want to see this.
You gotta get your love and hip-hop.
Oh, we'll talk off here.
He's definitely saying
that
you
means
look
I gotta bring my A game. Fuck.
I mean, you're part of the audience, so you get to chill.
No,
I gotta stay on brand.
It's gonna be a fashion show.
I gotta stay on brand.
It's gonna be a whole fashion show.
I gotta stay on brand.
Fashion show.
Yo, we didn't even introduce ourselves. I'm Steven. That's Vixon.
Yeah.
As you already know, Niema's not in as she takes care of her dog Pacey since he had surgery.
Pacey's getting better.
So just the update, he's doing okay. Surgery's okay. I think we spoke last night or the day before, and like he's starting to heal now and everything.
You spoke to Pacey?
No, Nieema.
Did Pacey say hold your head up? It's alright. Don't cry.
Yo, hold it down, my G.
Word.
But yeah, he's doing okay. He's healing, so he'll be all right. But we got a special guest this week. We got Veronica, a.k.a. Brooklyn Petite.
Veronica No Mars. Oh,
fashionista extraordinaire. Blogger extraordinaire.
Damn.
Skincare.
Extraordinaire.
Just mad extraordinaire.
Facts.
Everything you do is like extraordinary
That's
shit.
Yeah, just
Damn, thank you. Round of applause.
Yeah.
Round of applause for everybody. Because we made it.
Facts.
If you haven't listened, she was on the show previously and we did like a little interview, your background, you know, how you became all popping on the gram and have your own girl gang of the petites out
Oh,
here.
the petites.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that. Honestly, I really appreciate that episode.
Have you been using it since?
Low key, yeah.
Low key, high key? Yeah.
In other words, when niggas get out of pocket,
Yep.
she send the petites after
Word.
them. Like, yo, look at this scumbag. Yo, go ruin his
Yo,
life.
petites.
But
Get
these
at 'em.
girls-
Pull up. Yeah. Oh,
Nah,
man.
thank you for having me again, guys.
Of
Thank
course.
you.
When you hear your family, unlike all
Thank
of
you.
them, you know, it's a different story.
What? Yo, alright. First, we're going to get into our sponsor, Scotch Porter. As always, make sure you go to scotchporter.com. Use the code SI10. Get all your daily essentials for your hair.
Sponsor now.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all a big deal now.
Whoa.
I mean,
Nah.
the
We'll get into that. We'll get
Low
into
key,
that.
yes. High key, yes.
Hold up.
You know what I mean?
No, we'll get into that because I want to still walk these streets freely.
Nah, as a free man.
Yeah, freely. I don't want people to start looking at me like, oh, that's such and such.
Oh.
Let's rob them.
Let's rob them.
No thanks.
As a family.
That's our culture.
Word.
But yes, make sure you go to scotchporter.com. Use the code SI10. You get all your hair, face, beard, body, all your daily essentials for your men. All the fellas out here, don't be dingy.
Spring is coming.
Please.
They're supposed to be coming with the pop-up shop. Sidebar.
Oh yeah, I gotta email them about that.
Yeah, I got an email about that. So Scotchport's gonna be coming to
I'm
town soon.
I'm trying to finesse some
So
shit.
now there's no
out of them.
excuse for y'all not to be musty, because there's an actual place where y'all can get the shit.
Yeah.
But anyway, Scotch Porter SP SI10, and get it, please. Thank you.
We out here.
Shh.
Okay,
Make it
well,
hot.
Don't
That's
make it-
twice already.
Don't make it hot.
That's twice already.
You on camera, fam. You
But
need to relax.
to piggyback off of what you're saying, I wanted to have a conversation about misconceptions. Because people go through life dealing with misconceptions, or you apply misconceptions to people, and more times than not, it's not who they really are. So I think it was something that just needs to be addressed in general. So to start off, we should define what a misconception. We be teaching niggas out here, low key.
Yo,
this is
like
this is like the 6th or 7th episode.
We be teaching, but do they be learning?
I ain't worried about that.
You can lead the horse to the water.
Listen,
is the horse thirsty?
Right. But as long as you send that message, it's up to them if they want to take it or not.
Facts.
You did your part. Now
I did my part.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. Not a problem.
But if you do fuck up, please tell us so we can laugh at it.
Facts.
So,
Don't do that.
What do you mean?
I forgot he's petty.
This is what this show is about.
It's sophisticated ignorance.
Right.
The sophisticated part comes way down the line.
Right.
All the ignorant shit first. It's like only 2 minutes. It's only like 2 minutes of sophisticated shit. Ain't no balance. So to define what misconception is, it's basically a view or opinion that is incorrect because it's based on faulty thinking or understanding. So basically, because it was kind of confusing trying to understand what that really meant.
Like
but
the
then,
deeper level? Or?
Yeah. And then, because the follow-up thing is like, how there's somewhat of a similarity between misconception and stereotypes. But they kind of, they have different definitions, of course. But when I was looking at like misconceptions, it was like the examples I saw were like some in like science. Like for example, they had one where a dog is 7 years in human life.
Yeah.
But that's actually a misconception because apparently based on like the size of the breed of the dog, they could actually be aging differently.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So shit like that. It's like things that.
In a sense.
Yeah, it's like stuff that people say, but there's no like sort of validation to it.
Like you ain't got no facts. Prove it.
If there's no dead ass, then
bye.
That's what I was just saying earlier. Like if you can't Google it, then you know what I'm saying.
If it's not on Wikipedia,
then is it really a fact?
They talk so much shit about Wikipedia, but yo. That should be coming in handy sometimes.
Look, I don't care if it's real or fake. I still use that shit.
Fact.
Per my sources.
The one.
I'm a philosopher now, okay?
Per my sources.
Right.
That's how it is.
Name your sources.
Wikipedia. And Chad, user number 12345
Yes.
made this recent edit.
Thank you, high school.
The fact that you can edit that is hilarious.
Thank you, high school.
It's beautiful. It'd be funny too, because they be editing shit just for the sake of like humor. It don't even be like some factual shit. It'd be like, yo, we gonna say this person's dead. So
Didn't
we
they
gonna
do that to a celebrity though? I feel like they did that.
They do that shit all the time.
Yo, that's crazy.
People be dying on Wikipedia every day.
And then they have to repost it like, nigga, I'm alive.
And well.
I just tweeted this.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Now I gotta go on IG Live so you can see me tweet that I ain't dead. But yeah, like when I was thinking about common misconceptions, I started to think about a lot of the stereotypes that people may face as a man, as a woman, as a person of color, based on your sexuality and things of that nature. So I thought it was important to also define like what a stereotype is. So basically, a stereotype is a widely held but fixed and oversimplified image or idea of a particular person or thing. So while misconceptions could just be across the board, stereotypes are just strictly regulated to just individuals. So I think that's like the biggest difference between the two.
I feel like...
But it's kind of somewhat of the same sort of premise.
It is, because I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, okay, a stereotype thing to say would be like, all Asians look alike. Right?
No, I'm not.
If you want to go there.
I'm not going on that ledge. That's not me.
If you want to go on
No,
that
but
ledge.
that is though. That's like the. Come on. That is
a misconception.
Okay. But
it's dead ass.
It's dead ass.
I'm not saying it ain't dead ass. I'm just saying it's a misconception that happens to be dead
True.
ass. There's a difference.
Okay.
No, but stereotypes. So I feel like stereotypes are something that's a little bit more overt, like physical. Like people gauge stereotypes based on appearances, based on things that they've seen.
Yeah.
And they make those type of connections to kind Like, for example, you know, you're gonna see some dude walking down the street, they got a do-rag on. A stereotype would be, oh, nigga's a gangster, oh, he's in a gang, or some shit like that. That's a stereotype. You know what I'm saying? Because someone fits a certain look, or they have a certain characteristic, or they, you know, they exhibit a certain behavior that people relate to something that they've ever seen online or seen somewhere else or in media or whatever the case may be.
Right.
I feel like that's what stereotypes are. Misconceptions are things that are based off of the knowledge that we obtain, or the knowledge that we gather, and then we create our own solution. Or we create our own not solutions, but we create our own, you know, analysis of it without any like basis or any type of extra information.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So I feel like those are misconceptions in a sense. You know what I'm saying? So it's like basically people talk out their ass because they know one little piece of information and they don't know the full scope of it. You know what I mean? And I think that's where the difference lies. So yeah, there is definitely some misconceptions in those stereotypes, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying, there's not enough for it to be fully validated because there's no, like with a stereotype, there's no facts to validate a stereotype. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, yo, I've probably seen this shit in a movie, you look like that, so I'm gonna make that assumption.
Gotcha.
With misconceptions is like I did that one Google one time and this is the fact that I know and I've done nothing, no other type of research outside of that. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm gonna regurgitate that information to people that I know and see based off of what I know, but then it's not fully like researched and thought out. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's like mad hood niggas that use that shit. They be using mad miscons and try to put it on.
Oh, def.
And absolutely. They dead will argue with you for like a good 5 hours about misconceptions. Like, nigga, you didn't even graduate junior high school. What are you talking about right now?
Crazy.
Wild times.
They read the one book. And all of a sudden,
Malcolm X book.
Nah, highlights.
No, it's fucking what's that book? 48 Laws of Power. Oh
gosh, yes. Yes.
Anytime I see a nigga post that,
burn the book.
Unsubscribe. Unsubscribe.
I'm not saying burn books,
no,
but if you have to
you
get
don't
rid
even
of
got,
one book,
nigga, you don't even got 48 cents in the bank, let alone you got 48 laws.
Fam, can they name all 48? The answer is no. Can they name the first one? We all know they can't. Come on, fam. Don't do that.
I despise that book.
I despise it.
And I never
Have you read the book?
There's a lot of hate coming.
No, have you read the book on some real shit?
Hell no.
I didn't either, y'all. I swear I didn't.
Have you read the book?
I have not read the book. I've read books. I've read books around the book.
So wait, let me ask
I've read
this
books adjacent to it.
Why didn't we read the book? Is it because we saw the people that were holding it?
I personally never got around to it.
Were we being stereotyped?
It was dead ass though.
I mean, it was
it was dead ass though.
But see, once again, as Stephen was saying, people read that book, they read a chapter, they read one law, and now
it'd be all of them.
And now
like it'd be different if it was like one or two people who were like, okay,
right.
I take X amount of information from this book and I apply it to my life. But nigga fucking read the book and he think he fucking Charlemagne the God.
Right.
Now
it's Wakanda forever. Now you T'Challa.
Now it's Wakanda forever.
Yeah, that's why I always avoid the dude that be pulling up and like, yo, my brother. Like, nah, I'm good.
Our blood don't even be the same. You need to relax.
Nah, ain't no bro, ain't no brother.
Ain't no brother, man.
Nah, I avoid all them type dudes, yo.
Right. Because they're so narrow-minded.
I'm gonna buy the book next week and I'm gonna tag both y'all asses. Oh my God.
That's fine. We gonna talk about you next week.
Well, there you go.
Like, look at this fraud ass. Yo, how you dare be your own podcast guest? Come in here doing the total opposite of the shit you asked for them. Wild. The misconceptions indeed. The misconceptions indeed.
But yeah, it'd be the shit like that. Like they read a chapter of a book and then all of a sudden people think they know everything. It's like, fam, did you even turn the page?
Did you even?
Nah. But that's the thing when a lot of people, they take like excerpts of shit and then they just apply it to everything. They don't even, and then a lot of people don't read to understand. They just read to like, okay, this applies to me or this applies to how I may think. So now it works.
You want to see misconceptions? Log on to Twitter. The end. Twitter's just a timeline of misconceptions.
Twitter is,
Jesus.
All depends on who you follow too.
I mean, this is true.
Yeah.
A lot of people complain about Twitter, and it's like you follow trash ass people. Like you might want to start unfollowing some folks. That's why your timeline looking crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
You gotta be very careful. Every single time I try to go on Twitter, I gotta be cautious, like with my surroundings.
you gotta be cautious.
Because I feel like randomly you see like an ass getting fucked or like
What?
no on
Who
my
are
timeline.
you following?
Exactly.
See? Who are you following?
Exactly. Like I gotta be very careful with what I open up. Whenever I see that, I don't follow the person, but like still, it randomly pops up, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Randomly pops up.
It does.
That's like
I'll be
texting Mandy sometimes because you know how Mandy gets.
Yo, Mandy's tweets be
and I'll be like, yo, fam, you gotta stop.
See,
like,
y'all
you can't...
follow somebody that does
No,
it
but
too,
I mean, we know
But that's
the
part of
risk.
her brand.
But it's like, it'd be like 9 in the morning. It's like, fam, we didn't even get nestled into our desk.
It's like yo, fam, like, why do you have a dildo by your desk? Like,
come on.
like, come on. Like, you gotta relax.
You gotta set the hours of the day for this shit, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know, yo. I gotta be careful. Twitter's a setup sometimes.
Set up.
It is.
Yeah. That's how Tumblr used to be.
Yes, R.I.P.
Wow, wow, West. Wow, wow, West.
Yeah.
Like,
Tumblr was literally a toss-up.
I'll still be
Yo,
on Tumblr though.
everybody had at least a little bit of porno in their shit.
Oh, I got a lot of porn on Tumblr.
I had a whole bunch.
Yeah.
Rules of Tumblr, you have 2 Tumblrs. And that's a fact.
That is a fact.
Out here with one Tumblr looking stupid.
Weak.
Now I gotta see all these artistic news.
Right.
Where's the nitty gritty shit?
Man, if you ain't logging in with a password to get on my Tumblr,
Now, that was free
that shit ain't
porn.
real.
That was definitely like another like. Little...
So that's how I got put onto premium Snapchat.
Oh, there you go.
I didn't know what that was, and then I started seeing them chicks that was making the money out here. I was like, yo, kudos to y'all out here taking niggas' money for shit that's clearly free on so many websites.
Were you one of them?
Hell no.
Alright.
Premium Snapchat sounds crazy. That sounds like a lot of work.
It does.
You know what you could do instead of getting a premium Snapchat? A girl.
Ooh, and there goes that.
That's a misconception.
And there's that. But why do we think misconceptions are formed?
Oof.
Oh, lack of information. Once
Yeah,
again.
that's mainly it.
Ironically, because niggas don't read. Well, there you have it.
There
Read
you
more.
have it, folks.
Read more books. More books,
Read
less
more.
Snapchats.
Stay
All right.
up, Twitter.
More bucks, less Snapchat. That's not
Stay
Snapchat
up,
slogan.
Twitter.
I'm
That
trying
is
to
so
think.
true. I mean, yeah, there's nothing else to say after that.
Well, I think another question is, I mean, if you could think, have there been any misconceptions that have been directed towards you in the sense of like, I don't know, people around you may think of you.
You jumping ahead.
Oh, I'm jumping ahead. I didn't even look at the topic, so I don't know.
Great job, contributor.
Wow.
I'm just having to use my brain. I don't know. Like,
There's outlines for a reason.
I mean, but I want to be
Well, yeah.
surprised this week. I want to come in here blind too. Sometimes I like to shake it up, you know what I mean? I like to roll the dice.
I'm trying to think. I think it's mainly lack of education. So they'll take like they'll take little pieces of information and then just apply it as to like shit.
I mean, we all been there.
Or
I mean,
just
I've been
equate
there.
things to, you know.
I've been there a little.
Yeah.
Trying to be all protecting her brand and shit.
Nah, definitely. Yo, in my high school days, yeah, I definitely been there.
But in high school, all right. So I mean, being intelligent is one thing, right? You could be smart and whatever, but you can still have misconceptions because, once again, you only take the limited information that you have and think that you know a lot about it, and then spew shit at certain people. Like, let's say somebody comes at you with a topic like, I don't know, gentrification or some shit. You know what I'm saying? And then you mention it, and they start spewing all the shit that they read online, that they Googled. You know what I'm saying? That somebody told them, and there's so much more to it. You know what I'm saying? So all the misconceptions of what they're talking about, like, oh, gentrification is caused by, I don't know, the Jews, or some wild statement that might not be true at all. You know what I'm saying? But they're only going based off like one article that they read on fucking Daily Mail. You know what I mean? Like,
oh gosh, Daily
with their
Mail.
wild ass clickbait titles, like, you know what I'm saying? And then,
that shit always used to piss me off when people would repost shit and it's never from a credible source.
Right. National Enquirer, fam? Really?
Joe's Newspaper.com. Like, yo, fam.
Joe knows it all.
Like, yo, fam, what are you doing? Like, what are you
Joe's
doing?
Newspaper.
Right. So, I mean, I think that's where misconceptions are.
So, being said, do you feel as though misconceptions are like honest mistakes, or more times than not is like this is kind of intentional, like you throwing this out there because you may feel a certain type of way.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you get that.
I don't know. I gotta think about that one because I'm thinking of like my own personal like experiences. I like to talk about,
Gotcha. Well, I think misconceptions are honest in a sense, but it depends on how they're handled, right? So some people can admit, like, I might not know everything about this topic. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna share what I know. But then other people like commit to that shit. Like, yo, I know that, like, this is what I know. You can't tell me otherwise.
Right.
Like how a lot of men try to tell women how they behave.
Ugh. Shut up.
And it's all based off of one experience that they may have had with a previous woman. So they just apply that to all the women that they deal with.
Veronica, you know what I hate?
What do you hate?
I hate when Negroes tell women how to dress. And the misconception that if they dress with less things on their bodies, that they're automatically labeled as a hoe or some shit.
Yep.
That is what I don't like.
That's a huge misconception.
Huge.
That is so huge.
Yeah, that's a big one.
To this day, I see that shit online.
To this day.
It's just like, fam, you out here, like, somebody, I think it was it was a podcast I was listening to, and they were talking about how, like, women rappers, for example, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're expected to, like, have a specific look. You gotta look bad. Your body gotta be fit. You gotta be dolled up. Everything gotta be on point.
Mm-hmm.
But a nigga could just roll on a fucking stage with sweats and a fucking nasty ass wife beater, and nobody bats an eye. You know what I'm saying? And with those misconceptions that, you know what I'm saying, like, women in the hip hop industry gotta have a certain look and aesthetic and whatever, and if they don't fit that mold, then they rap, they're trash.
Yeah, they can't be successful.
Right, exactly. But once again, a nigga could be in a literal trash bag.
Literal trash bag.
Well, that's just his look. That's his fit, bro. Like,
his trash bag be his skin.
Swear,
right.
if Travis Scott was to wear a trash bag, everybody would be in Soho wearing a trash bag.
That's crazy.
I swear.
No, I know. I work at Soho. Literally, I know. Soho looks like a fucking Vader magazine. That's just Vader magazine. That's just crazy.
God forbid Nicki Minaj wears my fit. Everybody would have a heart attack.
Facts.
Yeah.
Why though? It's so dumb.
It's so dumb.
I hate that men feel like they have the license to fucking.
But the world has been built for the male opinion to be the
I
most.
know that shit that much, but it's like, fam, none of this shit is even affecting you. Why do you have a voice in it? Why do you have an opinion?
That's everybody. Everybody has a
I mean, the way
opinion.
that I see it is like, if the company or the brand wants you, baby girl, like, don't settle. They want you for a reason.
I think niggas are mad.
Don't try to level up with them.
Niggas probably mad because they go to Forever 21 and their male section is like a symbol. They probably mad about that. Dead ass.
Yeah, I don't even know what a Forever 21 looks like anymore, the inside.
I mean, because you're not 21, so.
Right.
Shut
but
up.
it's just that...
Of course you won't know. No.
It's just like the clothes just don't do it for me.
Oh, I mean, that's a different topic.
Yeah. We should do a fashion episode.
Yeah.
Then again, I ain't trying to give away no gems, yo. I like seeing all the dingy niggas ain't get no attention.
Yo, you're petty. Yo.
Nah,
it's really not that difficult to dress.
I'm not even gonna knock it because I got a $6 jacket from Forever 21 the other day, and that shit's fire.
Think about it. You can dress because you have that confidence.
Or I picked up a magazine and I was like, okay, this looks aesthetically pleasing.
Shout out to Tumblr, actually, because I got most of my
Word. Shout out to Tumblr for that. Yo, bring that shit back. Can we start a petition for
it's
that?
a dub.
Make Tumblr great again.
It's a dub. It ain't happening.
Take Snapchat. Why do we still have Snapchat?
I still use Tumblr for purposes, but, you know, I mean, outside of that. It's not the same.
I ain't even gonna get into that.
We're getting off topic.
Nigga said purposes. Okay. I don't know the last time somebody said purposes. Can misconceptions be harmful? I think we kind of touched on that already a bit.
Oh yeah, well, especially with the woman topic that he was talking about. But it's just like, you just don't know someone's background. You just don't go. I feel like misconception is also part of like assuming. Like you just don't. You just don't assume something just by what somebody looks like or what they're wearing or something. You know, like, fact check yourself. Again, like, know where they're from or whatever. Just don't go like, oh, he's musty because he's just musty. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just thinking because you've been using that word a lot today, so I'm just using your word.
I mean, word of the day.
It's the word of the day.
There's a lot of
But
examples.
it's like,
out there.
okay, what if the reason why he's that is because he's homeless or because, you know, like on a deeper level or something. It's just like.
I mean, well, when Steven uses musty, it's just more the fact of being unkept because you don't care about yourself in a sense of keeping.
Well,
yourself.
though, when I say that, I'm referring to the specific kind of dudes that get all the designer shit, but yet they don't know how to
I'm
clean
not
themselves.
talking about it like I'm referring to you. Oh my God, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just trying to like,
No, I know.
you
Use
know,
an
go
example.
off. Yeah, using it as an example, but I'm
Okay.
just saying it can hurt. It definitely does, for sure. It definitely does.
I think the biggest one I could think of is like when it comes to job employment.
Oh.
Like based off of somebody's name, they assume your race, and then when you come in, you
I
could
don't
tell
wanna talk
you
about
could
that.
tell how
Yeah.
the energy shifts in the room. It's like, oh, you thought I was supposed to be Caucasian. Like that's the only reason why you brought me up here. And those are that's probably like the bigger misconceptions that I could think about.
Right, but at the same time, if your name is Alphabetica, like, I mean, you really gotta
What?
you really gotta consider your life options and how that affects you. But outside of that, I think the way that misconceptions can hurt you.
I hope no one by that name is listening to this podcast.
That would be wild. They dumb tight right now. They never press pause on their screen so quick.
Yo, I mean, shout outs to the Alphabeticas out there. That's
You're
your
beautiful,
name.
darling.
Y'all doing amazing work. But no, if I think misconceptions get harmful when they spread. You know what I'm saying? Because especially, you know, if you have such a strong conviction of what you're saying,
Yeah.
a lot of people are gonna follow that shit. A lot of influencers, especially online, you know what I'm saying, they might have strong convictions of what they're saying, and there could be misconceptions. People take that shit as Bible, then they run with that shit, and then that shit spreads. So now everybody has this very
Gosh, I see
one-sided
that shit all
statement,
the time.
and they spread that shit, and then it's like, yo, I heard this from ABC, you know, Alphabetica, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's my
And then it's
favorite.
like, fam, where'd you even get this shit from? You know what I'm saying?
That's my favorite, and I see this all the time.
What?
It's when you have the Caucasian influencer
Oh boy.
and
Talk
the
about it.
African American influencer,
Oh,
and then
my.
it's in the Caucasians influencers post. I love black people. You know, she writes this whole big caption, but as we know, it's AKA I love black people because I have a black friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Jules. Yes, continue. They have a name. Are you not contractually obligated to say that? You got mad.
No, I had to clear my throat because, oh my
Oh,
God.
yeah, facts. Yeah.
Uh,
We're talking facts on the show today.
I can't
Yes.
stand that woman. All
See,
right.
this is where the ignorance comes in.
Right.
All right, anyways, but yeah, I see that a lot in the influence community. And it's just like, everybody wants to be black, but when
Nobody
it's time
wants
to
to be
be
black.
black.
Right. You don't want to be black.
Yeah, and it's just like, come on.
Those white people want to be off black. You
It's
see,
like,
there's a
come.
difference.
It's like I see what you're. I don't see what you're doing. I get what you're doing, but it's like, no, just sit down and just stick to what you know.
Well, that's like the meme. That's like the meme that was going around. I think it was a picture of a black chick and a white chick, and they have the same hairstyle. And the picture with the white chick is like, oh, you know, that's mad unique. Oh, that hairstyle's mad cute, whatever. And then when it comes to the black girl, like, oh, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I'm saying? I've been
Oh,
seeing
this
that
is
shit.
ghetto. Or
Right.
shit
I've
like
been
that.
seeing that circulating around recently. It's like that's misconception and stereotypes itself.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like you see the same style of image, but because it's attached to different people, the misconception is that one is praised because it's exotic and different, and the other shit is like nappy or some. Fuck off! Shut up!
Word.
You get me tight, bro.
No, that's really my mood 24/7.
Shut up!
That's really
But
my mood 24/7.
But on the flip side of it, I think in those circumstances, it's in a weird way kind of positive because then you really know where people stand.
True.
I mean,
So
yeah,
like
of course.
for like with the example I gave about employment, if you know you tend to see like, okay, this person thought because of my name I was supposed to look a certain way, I could tell like their energy change, their behavior change, then I probably don't really want to work here because I can only imagine if I do get employed, if some shit goes down, they're probably pointing the fingers at me.
Man, I remember when I was told. I gotta laugh about it because I did the whole interview process. You know, I'm not professional. I'm about my business. I want my money. And the guy that hires me, he goes like the next week. He hires me. The next week he goes, you know, I only hired you because of your hair.
What?
What? this shouldn't even matter, but what was the style of your hair?
It was curly. It was just my natural hair.
You gotta get the petites.
No.
Petites.
You're
Mount up.
And I laugh about it to this day because I'm like, this motherfucker. Like, if I knew that, I would have just kept my mouth shut. Like, if you just wanted, if I was gonna be a little bit of like splash of diversity
higher.
Just let me know. Like, just be upfront about
Word.
it.
And you gotta give me the bag.
And
right.
yeah,
you gotta give me
gotta
an extra
pay me.
bag.
Yeah, you gotta pay me a little extra.
It's the diversity tax.
But the fact that he had the audacity to tell me that
shit. What y'all talking about?
The fact that he told me that shit and then he laughs about it, he goes, I'm just kidding. I'm like,
no, you're not.
No, the fuck
you're
not.
Nah, you being
That's a very
100.
specific statement. No, you're not.
Yeah.
You try.
But
what does that even equate
he
to?
got fired for sexual harassment.
Of course you did, because it's called karma. But for real, what's his at though? The petites need to get at.
Actually, I don't even know what's his at. I really don't.
All right, we'll find you. Twitter, do your thing. You know what time it is. Word. Twitter, do your thing, son. Like,
so, moving on, what were some misconceptions that you were aware of, or even at this point that you look back on when you were younger, that you dealt with?
Oh, I have a couple.
Like the misconception people had of me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, that I was gonna like have kids, that I was like
Wait, what?
Yeah, no, it was like
kids at a young age.
Kids at a young age. Yeah, that I was gonna
that
I was gonna be a teenage mom, that I was gonna be a drug addict, that I was gonna be a high school dropout.
Wait, what? How?
And this is based off of where you come from?
Because of where I came from, because
okay.
like family issues that I had, like more like, you know, personal shit that I was going through, but because of like how I carried myself, or like the way that I was, or how aggressive I was, they just took it as
right. They thought that you would have gone down a certain path.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Or I was gonna go to jail or some shit.
That's crazy. But look at you now.
We here, baby. We alive, alive and well.
Shitting on all of these niggas. All of these niggas. Like, so who's the dumbass now? Y'all dumb.
I do look back on some people that was talking mad shit. I was like, oh, I know your life ain't shit right now.
Word. You mad.
I know your life ain't shit. I'm trying to think. One that I had was, I came from, what's the word I want to use? I came from a privileged lifestyle, because education was really big in my home. So, you know, there was a focus on reading and things of that nature, and I'll never forget this shit. And I think I said it on the show before.
Yeah, you mentioned.
But we was in a group. We was reading some shit out of the textbook or whatever. Some girl from, this is why I don't fuck with Coney Island people for a specific reason.
I mean, see, that's not a misconception. There's research and
dead ass. There's some dead ass behind that.
Right. There's a wiki on that. So
I don't fuck with Coney Island either.
See, there you
go.
Yeah.
She
Coney Island don't fuck with Coney Island. So, same. Coney Island looking in the mirror like, same. I don't fuck with you, bro.
Coney Island's like that Spider-Man meme.
Yo, fam. Yo, I don't fuck with you, fam. I don't fuck with you either, nigga. Like, Coney Island squares up on itself. Every day.
But yeah, so we reading shit out the textbook, and she reads something. And this wasn't even like on purpose. This was just like reflex. She reads something incorrectly. She reads a word incorrectly. So I just restate. I restate the word.
Wow, no. He just recorrected her, then laughed.
No, I did not laugh.
Okay.
There was no laughing involved.
Okay.
So I just restated the word correctly, and she got tight. She was like, "Oh, you probably come from a rich ass house, and you probably from a white neighborhood." I'm like, bitch, I'm from East Flatbush. What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm around the corner from you.
And I'm going to Lafayette High School, one of the badass schools. Like, we all fucked up. What are you saying?
Nigga, she said that you Fresh Prince. And this is Bella.
So yeah, that's probably one that I could clearly remember.
I always appreciated the person that corrected me. God bless you.
Word.
You looking out for me. I'm not trying to look like a damn idiot out in these streets.
Oh, probably a misconception I got from my parents was like, because there was probably from like elementary to junior high, I would really score high in school and do great in school. So they just assumed like I was like supposed to be some superstar. on some level, but
Ooh.
come to find out, I just know how to memorize shit. Like,
No, dead ass.
I just really, cause all the
They thought you was
school,
gonna be a doctor.
yeah, like
I mean, look at
by the time I hit high school and you really start to, rebel and become who you are, it was like, yo, this school shit is a dub.
Like, if you really look back, school wasn't really that hard.
It wasn't.
Yeah, it
no,
really
it's harder now.
It's
man.
mad hard now.
Fam,
Yo.
I don't know if I said this
Yo,
story.
I feel
remember
so sorry for my
Son,
sister.
the way they do math now is different.
that's what I was just
bro.
about to say. A few
Yo.
years ago, my aunt asked me to help her son do his homework. Yo, I felt like a fucking
like an
idiot.
Yo.
I'm like, huh? I was so
You know,
puzzled.
why is there
And Google
five...
don't even got your back anymore because they completely changed that shit.
Word. Is this a new plus sign? What does this shit even look like? Like, yo.
No, seriously, no. My sister, like, when she be coming to me with the math work, I'm like,
It's like,
girl.
y'all be adding different out here.
Girl,
Like,
I remember showing her, like, a different solution that I used to do back in the day. She looked at me like I was stupid.
word.
I was like, damn.
It's like, that's not in the book.
Right.
It's like, all right.
Like,
You got it.
I mean, we can't help you, kids.
Mind you,
You
you're
dumb
struggling,
now.
not me. Like, I already did this shit.
I did this shit.
Word. I don't
Damn.
need this
You
shit.
better pick up a trade. Fucking with this
Yeah.
school shit.
Now y'all both doing homework together. Nah, fam. No, thank you.
Nope, unsubscribe.
I already went through this shit.
Yeah.
So you didn't have to.
Like, does the,
Hoes did that, so you ain't have to go through that.
is it still the same with, like, regents? Like, can you pass after, like, 65?
If we were to take a Regents test
Nah, I
now,
think they
we would
changed it.
fail.
Yeah.
I think they
sure,
dropped
facts.
it to like 55.
Oh, they lucky.
They mad lucky. We used to have 65.
65, yeah.
But then I think they changed the SAT format also.
Yes, SATs is completely different. It's like,
But then at the end of the day, all that shit is meaningless because colleges don't care about your Regent score, and colleges do care about your SATs. But
and some niggas are scamming to get into college to begin with. So there's.
it's still a dub at the end of the day.
It's a scam. The biggest scam ever.
There you go.
Yeah, America's trash.
Oh.
America's trash. It's your turn.
Another topic, another story. But yeah, misconceptions for me. I don't know if it was. I'm thinking if it was a misconception. Kind of similar. People thought like, obviously I got the nerd shit. I got the bad privilege, whatever, middle class family. So they're thinking like I'm loaded, which I was not. Because I was like in the sense of like dress, I was not loaded at all.
Same.
Definitely got the Oreo type shit, which is kind of true. That's not really a misconception. But the misconception that, like, I was so immersed in white culture that I had no concept of being black. You know what I'm saying? That was a misconception. It was like furthest from the truth.
Like, damn, I can't be like a well-educated black person.
Right. Because I talk properly.
There you go.
I talk properly,
Like-
quote unquote. I speak properly.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what she said.
You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly what Shorty had said to me.
It's like
Because
came up-
you
I'm
talking,
sorry that I'm
you
well-educated.
talking so proper and shit.
I watch a lot of fucking TV. Like, what do you want from me? I read books. Like,
Right.
did you not do the same? Like, was
I
this not a
guess
mood in
not.
elementary school?
Now she out here
Like,
dotting and bopping.
well,
Mm.
hey,
Let's dance, Tatiana.
bust it
Maybe
down
not.
indeed.
Oh, okay. I'm like, oh, maybe not.
I don't know the song. I don't subscribe to Blueface or Blue Man or I don't know what his name
Blue
is.
Man Group.
Yeah, I don't subscribe to that shit. No, thank you.
So then moving on, what were like misconceptions that you started to develop, or well, they started to put on you in your adult years? And this is before social media became like the big thing that it is now.
Oh, that you were gonna get a job after college.
People.
This
will-
show is fucking over. Number one answer.
Right. Show me opportunities.
I mean, that is the biggest misconception.
Now you going to
like,
fast money.
Damn, I didn't even think about that one. That's a good fucking
But
I
one.
fell for that. No,
That
I
was
was
a
really gonna...
misconception of college in general.
Yeah.
Because they made it.
Yeah.
And you know what? Dead ass. Because TV made it seem so
That's how
fucking
you know
easy.
It's serious. He took the dead eyes.
No, because every show or movie you watch,
Yeah.
those niggas go to college, they
Right out,
graduate.
yeah.
I
they
said
got a job.
Yeah,
They got
and I
a
said
job.
this too. Anytime they had the one kid, like it's usually the older kid that be like, nah, I don't really want to go to college, Dad. Dad's like, nigga, I'll beat your ass if you
Yeah.
don't fucking go to school.
They made it seem like going to school was
It's
the final
And
answer.
I fell for it. I'm not even gonna lie. I fell for it. I was like, I'm gonna go to college, which I did.
Same.
4 years.
Well, I mean,
of my
alright.
damn life.
And to be fair, it's not to say okay, the actual college experience could be like
Beneficial.
Yeah.
in the sense of what you get out of it. It's not just about the education. It's about like actual social skills. I feel like
I don't think that's highlighted enough.
because we never got that in elementary school. Elementary
Nope.
school, what, you just playing with niggas in recess? That's the most social interaction or social engagement you got. In junior high school, more the same, but you mad mischievous. High school was definitely had like some social order to it, but you didn't really like learn it or take it in. You were just trying to survive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then by the time you got to college, it's like I got a little bit of freedom, but I gotta worry about these fucking classes because I ain't got no fucking time to socialize. And if I do, it's like
and then
parties,
you have way
drinking,
more
all that
freedom, and you still young, so you're gonna abuse your fucking freedom. Right. Like I definitely like before I dropped out, I was taking, I think it was microeconomics. Yo, professor was bugged out, so
Right.
I think I went like maybe the first couple weeks. Then I stopped going. Came back, passed the final. I don't know how. And I was like, yo, fuck this school shit.
Fam, there was one class I legit forgot that I had in college. Like I enrolled into it, never went. I forgot the shit. I
How do you forget?
I forgot what day it was. I forgot the time.
You was smoking a lot of weed.
Fam,
You was
I had to
smoking a lot of weed.
I had to take somebody to like remind me, like, yo, you taking that final? I was like, final for what? It's like, yo, that fucking social.
That's really how it was.
Like,
That's really how it was.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I even knew when the final was.
That's crazy.
He was like, yo, such and such got his final next week. Where? I bet. I'm about to pull up.
No, but it wasn't even like I knew about the class and I avoided it. I forgot. I just completely forgot about the class. And then the professor was like, sir, you enrolled and you never came. It's like, yeah, that's crazy, right?
How do you explain?
Yo, like, help me, because I don't even know. Like, we need to figure this shit out together, sir. Like, because, I mean...
Any makeup work? Can I make
exactly,
up
like, fam, you need to help me pass.
Sorry, I just damn classes,
I don't want this shit to happen again. I'm disappointed in myself. Like, this is unacceptable. Like, but yeah, so, I mean, with all of that, just in the sense of misconceptions of school, like, you watch all this shit on TV where it was like, college is the best years, it's blah, 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 but then you graduate and then real world begins, whatever. All that misconceptions of the real world from what we saw
real
to
world
real
is
life.
one big misconception.
One big trash heap.
Yeah. What's another one? Like working hard actually equates to some level of reward.
No, what's
Dog.
the reward?
Fuck out of here.
What's
Talk about
reward?
Def Comedy Jam. Because it's a constant joke. Give me a break.
What's the reward? I'm still trying to.
Still waiting for the reward?
Yeah.
You still waiting?
I need my
Listen,
reparations.
This is the first time in my life. Like, I started working at 14. And, like, this is the first time in my life that I'm actually, like, chill. Like,
Son,
I don't work.
You went from child labor to
Same.
actual, like, adult labor, and you still waiting.
Still waiting.
Child labor, son. And you weren't even in a sweatshop. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. I got a little bit of freedom right now.
I mean, thank goodness.
Thank God.
Facts.
That's another misconception. America being the land of opportunity.
New York. Stop
Wow.
thinking New
You're on a roll
York
today,
is-
Stephen. You can
Yeah,
stand
you
up
are.
special.
Stop thinking New
Move
York
over, Dave
is where your
Chappelle.
dreams is at.
This guy got jokes. Like,
Yeah, New York is not where your dreams is at. Yeah, because I'm
And
tired
that's
of it.
coming
Alicia
from
Keys
people
lied
who
to
are
us.
word. But that's
Alicia
coming
J.
from people right
lied.
now that are still trying to like find their dream.
That was a big misconception too. If you move like Hove, you're gonna end up like nigga, you still on the block.
Word.
And your
Moves
beats,
like
and your,
Hov.
First of all,
and
I
your
live
shit
in
don't slap.
Varsity Project,
You can literally
so-
follow his
your,
footsteps.
and your SoundCloud don't slap.
You can literally follow Jay's footsteps step by step, and you still ain't going nowhere. Good job.
And then right back over.
Right.
Oh man.
Back to square one.
Your life's a Monopoly game, and you go straight to jail. Like, shit's crazy.
Oh man. Oh man.
But I mean, but we laughing now. But like, all right, really think about those misconceptions. Like, where did we get those shits from? There's a source. You know what I'm saying?
Society.
Right.
Yeah.
Whoever
From
raises
Family members.
yeah.
Always that family
From
member.
what people
yeah.
have told you, what you've
Yeah.
seen, what people have regurgitated because of their misconceptions that they've read.
that's like it's based off of the 4 agreements where it tells you like to live your own truth because for a large amount of your time you're living everybody else's truth.
That's a fact.
Whether
That is
it's
a fact.
your parents teach you something, whether it's ethnic traditions, whether it's society, you tell yourself like, okay, if this is what everybody else is doing, this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of the day, it's like, yo, this shit don't even fucking make me happy.
And that's another misconception that
what works for previous generations or other people can work for you.
Yeah.
Right. But on top of that, I think we've all had this misconception at some point that we're doing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's probably another one too.
Right. It's like,
so many times.
Especially when it comes to like the age thing. Like, in your 20s, you're supposed to be doing
especially
X, Y, Z.
for a woman.
Well, I was gonna say, so I was at a baby shower recently. Don't ask me why.
Yo, that's twice you said something.
I'm just saying.
Get your shit off.
I was at a baby shower recently, and I saw all these. And I've been to mad baby showers, mad enough of them. I've shot them. I've been to them.
How many gender reveals do we need?
He avoids them shits like the plague. But for me, I'm a videographer, so
I don't even think I've been to one.
Everybody.
You never been to?
You've been to that one. Wasn't that one for your homegirl?
If you never been to a baby shower,
you tripped in and then you stepped out. Some shit.
Nah, I've never been to one.
You never been to a baby shower?
Oh yeah, you avoided that one. You made me go.
You never ever been.
Nigga, you got booked. The fuck you talk? I put money in your pocket.
That's your friend. You should have went for your friend. But anyway, that's not the point.
Not my vibe.
Not your vibe. You think it's mine? That's my jam.
You got paid, right?
I mean, that's not the point, but.
All right.
The case is, I went to a baby shower and I saw these kids.
Dead ass that.
Yeah.
Stop.
No, I went to a baby shower and I saw these kids running around, and for the first time I realized whoa, what? So my cousin, she has 3 kids. She has a recent newborn and stuff, and obviously at a baby shower you see mad kids. So it was I'm looking at myself as shit, should I have had kids by now? You know what I'm saying? I'm in my early 30s. All these people around me clearly have some level of family. You know what I mean? And it's well, am I fucking up because I don't have kids yet? I don't have any semblance of a family, and I had to really check myself. It was yo, just because these people are at a certain level doesn't mean I have to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm not fucking up because I'm not at a certain space. You know what I'm saying? But we all kind of get into that bad because it's it's hard to not compare other people that we either respect or see on our level, you know what I'm saying, doing certain things. It's yo, I'm fucking up. I'm fucking around out here, clearly. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not at a similar state or, if anything, higher than I should be. You know what I'm saying? So that's the misconception.
No, I understand.
You know what you should do? Every time you see one of them kids, just look at your bank account and you'll change your mind.
Oh, no, yeah. Every day.
You'll be all right.
Yeah, no.
Man, I hate the topic of kids sometimes.
I can't even afford to look at them, much less.
Get away from me. And kids love me for
that's
some
a little rude.
No, really.
Get away from me is rude.
No, I don't hate kids, but it's just I don't like you right now.
She hate them little niggas.
You don't like the concept of children.
They might be annoying.
It's the same shit.
I don't know. I mean, there's a difference, I guess.
No.
It's just annoying sometimes.
What is the concept of a child?
Obviously other people's kids are annoying.
He's there, but he's not really there.
Right. You don't like the theory of children. You don't like kids as a theory.
I just don't like them. I don't get away from me. Just get away.
I don't like the probability.
What kid hurt you? For real.
They're just annoying.
Yes, kids are annoying. They're kids.
My sister was an angel. God bless her.
You're being a little biased now.
I'm not. She was an angel. I feel like all kids need to be that way.
Son, that's your sister. Of course you're going to say she's an angel. Come on.
She was, though. She's not right now.
Oh, past tense. Oh, baby.
Oh,
words mean things.
Nah, but going back to what you were saying, though, I know that because, my man, he goes through that right now. He's 28, so, in his family, he's Haitian, so.
Ugh. He's definitely a black sheep of the family. Because I'm Haitian, and I definitely...
Yeah,
because you beat to the beat of your own drum.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's
I don't do the big ass family events. I ain't got no kids. I ain't married.
Okay.
I'm not in the medical field, so it's yo, you a whole dub.
You always waste
so you know what's funny is that I tell him all the time, I don't want to, I have yet to meet his family and I don't want to. I met his mom and his sister, and I love him dearly, but his whole entire family, no. Well, if they freaking black sheep him, me, I'm
you gonna be
I'm no better than you. I'm no better than you.
Oh,
I'm no better than him.
You not Haitian?
Dub City.
I'm I don't know.
No fried plantains
man.
for you.
Yeah. No Jollof for you, sis. Too bad.
But yeah, he's supposed to be married with kids, and I look at him and I'm don't bring that shit over here.
Wow.
I ain't there yet.
Don't bring that shit over here.
No,
good job.
Keep that away.
Talk about support your mans.
No marriage, no kids right now. Sorry.
All right.
So then jumping on to that, what are some misconceptions that we've dealt with now that social media is fucking everyday life? I'll start. Because you started with how we big time now. Mm-hmm. So, like, when I post, like, little victories, like, oh, I got a new job, or I started a podcast, or I got such and such guests on the podcast. Then you get some, congratulations and that. So. Yeah. But then I'll be feeling like there's some undertone in it. Like, you think, like, I'm popping. Like, you think, like, the tax bracket has shifted. Like,
I think, I think there's a mixture of low-key, there might be low-key shade there, but then you also have that effect where it's like, niggas just like to prop you up and it goes back and forth. Like, nah, nigga, you lit. Nah, nigga, you lit. Nah, you the lit one.
Nah, because then you sense that energy when you around them in person. Like, they expect you to act different. Or, like, they don't expect you to be who you were your whole entire life prior.
I get that shit all the time.
Yeah.
So as an influencer, real facts. So do people come to you with misconceptions? Because obviously you have a lot of followers. You are an influencer in that regard. And even that term that's with an asterisk in itself. But just the fact that you have a following.
She's a curator. Be respectful.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
I'm just a person who posts photos.
As
like,
an online curator
Here we
of
go
art.
with the modest shit.
As an online curator of the fashion arts.
I guess. Like,
the fashion arts.
What are the misconceptions that people come to you because you have a large following? And the petites, clearly.
They think I'm, like, banking it out here. They think I'm rich. They think I live in a lavish apartment.
And the gag is that...
Nope. I had to move right the fuck back home with my mom's to help out home. I'm not banking it. I have to save enough so that when I do, like, quit my job, I'm, like, at least, like,
stable
and shit like that. They think that making money off of Instagram, you're gonna be rich within 6 months. That's a lie.
So they starting to feel that way about podcasters too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they really think podcasters.
Because they think like everybody's Joe Budden or Horrible Decisions or Brilliant Idiots. Yeah. Like they think like everybody just get money off a podcast.
Right.
But what they don't know is that they've been doing that shit for
well, they've been doing it for a long time, and they have other avenues of streams of revenue that are outside the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people don't think of those things. They just think, yo, I'm gonna jump on a mic, I'm gonna talk, da 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 da, money. That's not how anything
I ain't get a penny yet from talking shit.
If anything, talking shit cost.
Yes, no, you have to spend money before you start making money.
Facts. With anything, really.
Yeah, like when everything happened for me with like just quitting my job and shit like that, people thought, oh, she's full time now.
Out here.
She's out here. She's like, no.
Uber everywhere.
If I take an Uber, it's because I don't know, that shit's just way too in Midtown or something, and they're giving me an Uber code, but.
Oh, you get an Uber code? We'll talk off here.
Yeah, we'll talk off here. I got you with the connect.
See, this is the lavish lifestyle that we're talking about.
See, so you aren't a misconception. You are dead ass.
You just giving out codes like
you
this.
You are dead ass.
Well
you get a code. You get a code. You get a code. Everybody get a code.
I'm well connected, yeah, but it's just like, yo,
but that's hard work,
yeah. And if I
that's another one I get.
What?
Being well connected. Like people assume like I got mad plugs.
Well, people don't know how to network properly, so that's a whole different.
Exactly.
Like just because you see me standing next to somebody or because I had them on the show before, don't mean I'm gonna just be well connected.
Right,
and
you're
just
not exactly on the speed dial. Like.
Yeah, like relax, like
everyone calm down. They went back to their lives. I lived in mine.
Yeah, pretty much. Like. Yeah, I know DJ Clark Kent, but I ain't texting him like, yo, what's good with them home tickets?
Y'all not exactly linking and building.
Yeah.
The link and build.
Like, yo, I'm fucking, I don't even like texting him.
Word.
So,
shit, I am not out here in private jets going to no damn island, no nothing.
Yes.
Wait, that was you the other day that post. Oh, sorry.
Post what? Run them receipts real quick.
So you know you
they got no Photoshop. Fuck
you be having that hashtag ad, hashtag sponsor post. Come on, sis.
Oh, me?
We know the truth.
Me?
Yes.
Yeah, I get sponsor posts. Yeah,
see, the truth reveals itself.
Yeah, don't Fashion Nova like send a jet over your crib and they drop this shit.
Nah, Fashion Nova never got a Spirit airline.
Nah.
They can't afford no jet. Get out of here.
They got a bicycle from Uber Eats.
Nah, you would never catch
Uber Eats your Fashion Nova.
That's not your brand. That's not your steez.
Nope, not at all.
You should create your own brand like Petite Nova.
I am.
Oh baby. Oh baby. She says shush. You know what the shush means, ladies and gentlemen.
We gotta talk.
Talks.
Yeah.
Talks are being had Words are being.
That's the first time I ever even said it too. Shit.
Whoa, shit! Exclusive.
I'll edit it.
Burr, 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 burr.
I'll flip it over.
This is where we need a soundboard. Damn it. We got the exclusive, son.
It's cool. It's cool. I've been talking about it on my shit too, but it's just gonna be a unisex kind of thing.
Oh.
Cause I fuck with both.
Oh,
It's gonna be a slow rollout.
I'm about to pull up in so many fits.
Son, Petite Nova's about to be crazy.
Listen,
Fuck
nigga.
out of here.
Petite Nova men. Just give me the tracksuit.
Nah,
son. That's all I need.
You wildin'.
Whatever you want to call it.
I'm gonna be so obnoxious on the 2 train.
Yo, fam, what you wearing, bro?
Only the finest of fabrics.
Oh, that's
Right.
too funny.
It's facts though.
It's your turn. You ain't saying nothing.
Oh, about
Well, misconceptions you've
social
dealt
media
with
and whatever?
via social media. I mean, you're a videographer, so I'm sure there's like misconceptions that come with that.
Well, I think just
Like you shoot like
No,
music videos all the time.
misconceptions for my field in general is that I will work for peanuts and a smile. And
I think that's every fucking entrepreneur.
as much as I like peanuts and smiles, I'm not working for that.
Yeah.
That's not how that works. Misconceptions is that I don't know what the word budget means. No, I know what it means. I have a dictionary.
Right.
I know that word, heavy. Other misconceptions of my field is that I'm willing to do anything because I'm so desperate. No, I've been in the game for years. I want to
Put some
He's
respect
really-
on my name.
Yeah, he's really upset about that one.
various.
No, because
amount
that
of
shit is
respect.
It is
that shit is frustrating.
It's just like, I mean, I'm all down for, like, there's been times where I've been working with people or I've worked with people off the strength. You know what I'm saying? So I know what that's like. But it's like I say, you don't go to a fucking mechanic and tell him, like, yo, I need work on my car. And then when they ask for payment, it's like, nah, you can just put this on your portfolio or your resume. Like, mechanics don't have fucking portfolios. It's
That's
either
a
you
great
want
way to
the
put it.
work or not. You know what I'm saying? So why can't I be respected in the same fashion? Like, you know my work is good. You start off with, oh, yo, I love your work.
They always do that.
So, fam, pay me for the work you love.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you love? Like, that's what the song says.
Bitch, who do you live?
Exactly. It all applies. Like,
That's
the same way.
That's a big issue.
That's the same way I would
our
respect your
community.
craft and pay you in full. Do the same shit with me.
Oh
son.
no, we getting a discount. Fuck out of here.
I mean, respectfully. Respectfully, certain people get
No,
discounts.
we getting that off the rip.
I don't know, man. If my family member was to come to me for something, I'm not giving you a discount. You pay up.
But don't expect a discount off the rip. At least
Yeah,
let me
don't.
say the full price.
Exactly.
At least let me say, I got you on the discount.
Let me see if you really fully support me in my craft.
Word.
Yeah, your mic about to be shut off. I don't get no
Yo, Grant. You talking wild.
Yo,
crazy.
cut her whole shit off, my G. It's about to be a silent podcast. Yo, this is sophisticated.
That's it?
That's it.
Word. Stephen on the
Thank
show
you,
only.
Berkeley Petit, for coming through.
You're gonna splice Stephen's words in every line.
I'm about to edit that whole shit. I ask and answer my own questions. Oh man, I'm trying to
That's
think if
funny.
there's any other ones that I dealt with social media wise. I don't even want to talk about this one.
Talk about it. Get your shit off, bro. Come on.
Cause I do prefer to befriend females or women in general.
Here we go.
Then a lot of niggas just assume like I'm the plug to get access to these said women.
I'm a gigolo, little lights. Oh, y'all know the jams.
And it's always worse.
Shout outs to fucking.
And it's
Mr.
worse
Cannon.
because I'll be like trying to downplay it because one, I know you're a dirtbag, so it's not even like
A
you
dirtbag.
you're a dirtbag, so it's not like you're gonna even treat her right. And then two, I always be like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know nobody. And then every time I'm with said person, like homeboy or whatever, it's always I randomly just run into somebody that I know. And then he's like, so you don't know nobody, right? So I can't even like get my
I mean,
shit
to be
off.
fair, if you were to say that shit, I wouldn't believe you either. Probably have to rephrase it in a way where it's like, I know people, but chill, relax. Because niggas aren't going to
Nigga logic.
Nigga logic is not going to make them believe that you know nobody. So just like, I know some people, but chill. You just need to chill.
You just need to chill, yeah.
Literally, you just need to chill. Some niggas just need to be told they need to chill.
I hate that shit.
It's true.
Because I get it too. Like with some of my guy friends. Always.
Interesting.
What do you got?
Because I have like a lot more male friends than I do with female friends.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So like,
They want access to the opposite sex.
yeah.
Of course.
And they think you the
So
plug.
yeah, so when I do, like, if I am surrounded by women or like with a group of women and stuff like that, like, there they go, like, sliding into my text message DMs, like, yo,
Who's that?
who's that?
Yo.
I mean, like, get your dusty ass off my DM.
Ouch.
like,
Ouch.
like, no, get
Who's
away.
your friend? Where's the at? Drop an at.
Okay, one of the things that I got the last time was my homeboy. Nick, you gotta do better, Nick. I'm dropping.
You gotta do better, Nick. Yo.
And she dropped her name.
Yo,
I'm
shout outs to
dropping
Nick for not doing better.
Because it's
Carry
like
on.
I had my homegirl, like we were vibing, we were at an event, and he's like, he texts me, he goes, yo, why Shorty don't want to follow me back? She be liking my pages. I'm like, baby, she just likes this shit and that's it. Let it be that.
Right. She likes your pics, but she
Why
doesn't
she
like
gotta
you.
hit your follow? And I'm like, she got a man too. Let her rock. Like,
Word. Just take the like and keep it moving.
word. Like, I'm like, please don't text me with that bullshit again.
Nick,
Like,
you gotta chill.
He's gonna
See?
text you again.
Nick, you gotta chill.
He's not going to.
yo,
I mean,
it's
we
like,
know he's
dude.
not going to.
It's
but-
about to be hot outside. Bruh.
Alright, you need to chill and cool down at the same time.
Nah, he ain't gonna chill.
Damn,
He about to
Nick.
go full
Come
force.
on, man. Be better, Nick. Come on,
My bad,
Nick.
Nick, but I had to put you out there.
Nick.
Love you.
No, I don't know Nick. Nick, come on.
Yeah, he ain't gonna chill.
You have this one opportunity, Nick. We gotta call you out. Nick.
He ain't gonna chill. He just gonna be more subtle about it next time.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, Nick. That's why you're not gonna get the follow.
And you're not gonna get
Because you're not.
Yeah, he's
Because you
being
don't want to be
thirsty.
better.
Niggas don't know how to move, yo, at all.
It's not even a matter of knowing how to move. It's just just relax.
That's exactly what I'm
if it
saying. They don't know how to
happens, it
move.
happens. Just
They
let it
don't.
happen.
Just let it happen,
Just let it
yeah.
happen, fam. Like you don't, Nick. I gotta call you out because that's the only name I got. You representing all the niggas right now. No offense, but Nick, fam, one-on-one right now. If you don't chill,
Nick.
nothing's going to come for you, son. Just let the shit come to you.
So,
You don't go to
I know
it.
what you go through. That shit's annoying.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. Cause they be like, yo, who that? I don't know.
I know no one.
She just commented on your pic. Really? Oh, wow.
That's nice.
That's interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
Ain't that some shit? Yeah, I don't know. And it's never the nigga that's actually does healthy relationships. It's always a nigga like smash a couple times and then dip.
Yes.
And the misconception, circling back, the misconception is that they feel owed a follow or they feel owed some shit because they are giving this person attention. Because it's social media.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, I went back like 90 weeks and liked your shit. Why are you not following me? Don't you see I'm interested
First
in
of all,
you?
creep. Why are you going back 90 weeks?
I mean, because they got the time.
They do.
Cause they ain't got no job.
If anything, that is their job. It's
Is
called
that a
sourcing.
misconception?
It's called creep life.
Well,
Is that a misconception?
that
What?
That people that don't have jobs are constantly on social media wasting their time. Yeah, it is a misconception.
Let's ask one.
You're right.
Ooh.
Let's ask somebody who ain't got no job.
Ooh, yeah, that's the next guest on
They
the show.
gonna be dumb tight.
We get a person that's unemployed.
We
and
gonna
talk
need
about
security for
their
that one.
lifestyle.
That's actually like not even.
She's gonna get
Well,
spicy.
if you're unemployed, please be a creative. At least use that time.
But then you're
Utilize your
self-employed.
energy.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
that's true.
are you self-employed if you're not getting any coin? Ooh, that's a deep one.
Mm.
All right,
Because
now
if you're creative
nitpicking.
and you're not getting coins, are you really self-employed, or do you have a nice little hobby?
We not gonna get into that. People's feelings gonna get
And
hurt.
that's the end of that.
Yeah, people's feelings gonna get hurt. Because there's definitely a couple people I've seen indulge in some stuff, and it's like, this ain't it.
This
This
ain't
is
it.
not it. Try again. Dust yourself off and try again.
Ouch.
Listen, the biggest misconception in freaking social media is Instagram. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
Don't be thinking that everybody out here living lavishly because of what they post, and
Misconception, Graham.
they only post what they want you to see. Obviously, they not.
Word.
gonna-
I'm not lit by
And this
any
is why.
means.
And this is why I personally don't post like on my feed. At least I don't post about my personal life.
Mhm.
I mean, even I'm not popping out here, granted, but still, it's just like my Instagram is for my professional shit, and then I pop some shit on the stories
Yeah.
just to show y'all I'm alive.
Yeah.
But I'm not doing it like every time I'm like out on a rooftop or some shit because I don't want that misconception to be like, oh, I'm out here. I'm really not.
Nah, I don't be out here. I really don't even want to see y'all, to be quite
I'm
honest.
barely in here, much less to be out here. Like,
Yo, that out.
Home, studio, work, and then a spot to go eat
right.
if
That's
I want
really
to.
me. Wow.
Life.
That's really my life.
That is
I
life.
wake up, answer emails.
And then if I really fuck with you, I'll pop up to your event.
Yep.
And the event has to be something that caters to my like
yep.
spirit or personality.
Exactly.
That's really my day to day.
I don't do no mixy shit. Mixy shit.
I mean, where do you find mixy shit these days?
Everywhere. All the day parties is mixy shit. All the majority of the brunches is mixy shit.
That
Majority of the networking events is mixy shit.
I mean, obviously.
You just asked a question. I answered.
I mean, you're right. That's
Events
called
are
dead
some
ass
mixy
facts.
shit sometimes.
Yeah. That's why I gotta pay attention to who's the person that's hosting the shit. Like, are you doing this shit just for your own gain?
But you know, okay.
Or are you doing this shit to actually, like, give back in some
I
fashion?
mean, but if you're going to a day party, you know what time it is. It's not like, all right, we're here to link the
And that's why I
village and
don't
make
go.
connections. You're there for a good time. You're there for your fucking egg
No.
Benedict to be twerked.
Women are there for a good
Rightfully
time.
so.
Niggas is there to peep who drunk enough to take to the afties.
The afties. That's a nasty.
That's a nasty, nasty game.
It is. That's crazy.
Wild times.
I don't have the time to be at a day party all day to be fucking stalking chicks. Like,
Yo,
what's the
I'm
time?
too old to be going to the
Yo.
afties.
It's the Lord's Day. Read a book.
Yo.
Read your 48 Laws of Power. And stop being at the
Alright,
fucking day party.
that's our show.
Like,
Nigga brought back
on.
48 laws of
be
power.
productive.
I don't know.
Or if you're a woman, read the Michelle Obama book.
Facts. Becoming Michelle Obama.
Yep.
That's a good one. That's a good read. We should have an episode about books.
We should.
Just
Oh
put
my
people
God,
on.
please.
Oh,
Let's
you
bring
want
all
to come
like
back on?
top five.
Top five.
Top five.
Top 2 is not 2.
Top 5 dead or alive? I mean, literally, you could do dead or alive because there's dead authors. You see.
Dead or alive.
All right.
Dead or alive. Let's do it.
Do you get any questions for Q&A? Or
I did. Okay. Hold on. Sorry. I'm slacking,
What's
y'all.
that? What's that?
No. It's fine. We over on
All right.
time, but
So, we over on time?
No, talk.
Get your shit off.
No.
Because I know if the petites don't get their answers,
Facts.
yo,
They
if
gonna
somebody gets me suspended on Instagram, I'm gonna be upset. I'm pulling up.
You think?
Okay.
Yeah.
My favorite question that I get all the time. How tall are you?
Why does that matter?
It does.
Well,
For
I
some.
get it. Because if they're trying to mimic like your style per se, then they're trying to, I guess, compare it to their height and weight.
They're
And
definitely trying to size you up.
It just, I mean, it's in
Well,
the
it depends.
name,
Does it come from
Brooklyn
men or-
Petite. Like, I'm Brooklyn Petite, so just know
but
that I'm
we
in the
know
petite range.
niggas don't read.
Okay, I mean for the audience.
5'5" under. 5'5".
You're 5'5"?
No, I'm 5. I'm 5 feet short.
You're 5'5". You're just 5. Period.
5, period.
Oh, you 5'5".
What's the next question? What's the next question? Because now y'all getting me tight. What's the next question?
Alright. Another question I got. Where do you get your motivation from when you're feeling unmotivated or discouraged? I love that question. Either the New York streets in Brooklyn, in my neighborhood, or menswear. I'm really inspired by menswear.
Same. No, same. Why are you laughing?
You got it, yo.
I'm agreeing with you. Why should I agree? Why is that a joke?
Really? Well, you into different shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
I mean, I got my little women's wear here that I like, but like men's wear is just. I like the texture. I like the.
Because I don't know any. I'm trying to think if there's a nigga that I look at in terms of like style per se. And I can't think of any.
There's a couple of faces I know online, but they're like white dudes. But no, I mean there's a mix for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Europe is such a huge influence too.
Word.
Europe is.
They know how to dress.
Oh my God. Listen, when I went out there, I wasn't shit.
I need to go to London and I need to go to Dubai.
London first for me. Dubai. Yeah.
Do Paris also.
What?
Paris.
Yeah, Paris is dope. I was
We
there
should do
before.
Paris.
Yeah,
I love Paris.
Facts.
And then I always get this one too. What's your zodiac sign? I'm a Scorpio.
Oh, they're trying to holler. They don't really care about yourself.
They don't care. Okay, I'm a Scorpio.
Yeah, they tryna
I mean, if
holler.
we really want to go into
That's another misconception.
What?
They'll take zodiac signs and those technical
think-
traits that sign is supposed to have and then apply it
We
to
talked
you.
about that on our
on our
episode.
last, yeah.
On our Zodiac episode. We talked about
Really?
it. Yeah.
It's such a huge trend. Oh my God.
The stars. Whatever.
Niggas use that shit a lot. Well, when
Well,
both sexes
I
use
am
it.
huge on energy. I really am. I'm really
Niggas
huge
use that
on
shit.
energy.
They've barely seen the Big Dipper. So what does that say?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the niggas that use it are a specific type of nigga. Like, they use that.
The 48 laws of power niggas. Yeah.
Yeah. They use that as
I
a way to
agree.
manipulate a particular type of woman.
Yikes.
On to the next question. All right, last question, because I'll be here all day. How did you brand yourself? How did you switch your content to business content? I'm not sure if I really branded myself as such. I just wear what I like to wear, and that's it. That's pretty much it. As far as like the business side of it, I only fuck with brands that I actually wear and like actually like use. I'm not just signing up here to be like, oh yeah, I need this money. Like, no. Like if it's organic, if it's like, if it works for me, if it fits me, if it's with my aesthetic, then yeah, I'll work with you. But you just have to let me take full on creativity. Because if you don't allow me to be me, then I can't work with you.
And that's dope.
So that's pretty much it.
Called integrity.
Yeah, and I even say, yeah, and I say it even in my captions. Like, I don't give a fuck about brands at the end of the day. Like, you want me, I don't want you.
Know
Like,
your worth. Know your worth,
you know
queen.
what I'm saying? So it's like, if you're taking the time, get to know me, get to know my, like, what I represent and who I speak for, which is for every woman that can relate to me. It's just, I call out brands all the time. Listen, don't fuck with me.
If you don't fuck with the petites, don't fuck with me.
Don't. Like, just
That's
don't.
a t-shirt.
That is, I'm gonna trademark that.
That's fine. Just take all the receipts. Just give me 1% of the royalties. I just want the 1%, please. Please, just throw it at me. It's fine.
Got you.
But that is our show. We want to thank Veronica. Yo, I'm fucking exhausted.
Thank you, Brooklyn Petite.
I want to thank Veronica for coming through. Yes,
Thank
as we
you
was
for
talking shit
having me.
earlier, the live show is coming very soon. Tickets are probably to be going on sale next week. Shout out to Nieema as always. She'll be back next week.
Word.
Shout out to our executive producer Bianca.
Yep. Squad.
Yeah, and just interact with us. Well, what's your social media handles before you leave so they can follow you and stuff?
All right. Well, it's at Brooklyn Petite. Follow me. Show me some love. I'll show it right back.
If you want to be a petite yourself, you can always subscribe to her channels. You know what I mean?
Yes, my YouTube channel, although I've neglected it a little bit. But I am coming back. I'm dropping some gems next week.
Oh,
So follow
shit.
me
She's
on
dropping
that.
visuals.
I'm definitely pulling up, being very ignorant.
It's about to be a Beyonce visual. That's just going to be rolled out at midnight. Nobody's going to know the date. It's just
Damn,
going to come out.
That's big. That's a
I
high
know.
expectation. Please don't expect that.
All right, sorry.
Please don't
Not Beyonce.
expect that.
Solange visuals. Probably that's
Alright,
just a
I
little,
fuck with that one.
Well, a seat at the table, Solange, because the last one.
All right, that's a little spicy. Might want to save that for the other podcast.
Yeah, you might want to say that to the other podcast because I low key fuck with that album.
A little spicy.
If you want to come talk rap, you can.
Ooh,
Ooh.
please let's.
We'll
Oh,
talk.
baby.
We'll talk.
We'll
We'll
have
talk.
conversations. Y'all going to have
Please.
conversations. That's dope.
let's
But yes, Brooklyn Petite, yes.
YouTube Brooklyn Petite. That's
Oh, you're Brooklyn Petite on everything.
on everything.
All right.
Twitter.
Lucky you.
You hear it, y'all.
Lucky you.
Become a petite
I'm
today.
actually a lot funnier on Twitter, so please follow me there.
Yes. This is a fact. Become a petite today.
Okay.
Join the squad.
Become a petite today.
No, I love
Join-
it
join
on
the team.
Twitter, please.
Join the team, please. Come on.
Yo.
But again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in. You can interact with us on Instagram at SI Podcast. You could visit the website, sipodcast.com. You can email us at askus@sipodcast.com as well. And I think that's it. Like, subscribe, share,
Please.
leave a review, talk shit.
Word.
Yeah, we here for the people.
And Nick. Yo,
Aight.
bro.
Alright.
Yo, son,
Cut
if
off
you want to at
everybody
me,
mic.
bro, like, come find me, son. We got a
Nah,
conversation, bro.
nah.
Like,
I love
Niggas
you,
like that
Nick.
are lost.
I'm just trying to help.
I ain't trying to help. I ain't trying to help. You're a goner, my G. Stop being a creep.
You are goner.
Get you a Bible app.
Damn, y'all making me feel bad now. I put him out there.
He
Fuck
can
it.
pull up and defend himself.
Pull up
Listen,
no Joe
kid,
Budden.
This is a lesson learned. You learned your lesson.
Yo.
I mean, you called him out.
I did.
We're just holding him to task.
You already know how I give it up.
Mr. Petty over here.
We're just
It
trying
is
to
what it
keep
is.
people accountable for their actions.
And my accountability is by being rude.
Well, and there you have it. And that goes
They
another
think
episode.
twice. They think twice. And that's our show. Bye.
Later, y'all.
We are out here. Fuck y'all talking about. Sophisticated ignorance. Are y'all fucking crazy?
That's a fact. Talk
Are y'all
that shit.
Yo, y'all get me tight. Like, I be out here trying to be humble. Let's not get fucking crazy. Sophisticated ignorance. All right?